Hi, gang. Welcome to this episode of Media Champions. I'm your host, Mary Therese Griffin in Atlanta. Today, we have Kyle Golding on the program. Kyle is with us from the Golding Group. And if you don't know the Golding Group, you should. Kyle, welcome to Media Champions.
Thanks for having me here today, Mary.
Thank you. And thank you for what you do. We were talking right before we came on the air. Your website is phenomenal. Happy 10th anniversary. I know you guys are crushing it and doing it with gusto. You're strategic thinkers, you're strategic marketers. Let's talk about that and how you are courting a new client and helping them down this strategic path, because you have to have some must-says, I'm sure, with them.
Absolutely. And in fact, one of our focuses as we communicate to clients, but absolutely a focus internally, is connecting with the right client for the right reasons, which means saying no more often than you say yes. And when we started 10 years ago, we had to take everything that came through the door. We had to pay the bills and build up our portfolio. But the last 5 years, we've been actively trying to pare that down and being more selective in who we work with and providing sort of what we call full service, or being able to touch every aspect of their business and what it is they're doing, not just bits and pieces, because we feel like that's where it falls apart. When you have a great plan, it doesn't get enacted, measured, and then adjusted and put forward the second time. So we're really focused on that. So we're very selective on who we work with, and getting our clients to understand they also need to be selective with who they work with, who they attract. Everyone thinks the funnel needs to be everyone, and that's everyone is way too broad. It needs to be those good clients, those people that you can do business with and repeat business with in the future.
So you mentioned something very valid here, that funnel, and how some people want to be all things to all people. It's not cookie cutter. You can't make everybody happy. How do you convince somebody that, you know what, take our advice, that's probably not where you need to be, and let me explain why? Because you are the subject matter expert.
It definitely is a patient approach. Again, going back to the idea of us working with the right clients for the right reasons. A lot of communication on our part, you can call it education if you will, but definitely education on the process. It's not about the decision making. It doesn't matter whose idea it was or who made the final decision, who got to say yes or no. It's if we went through the process and looked at every possible aspect and then put the best potential ideas, plans, strategies, protocols, etc. forward. And if that came from the client, fantastic, we'll celebrate that. If that came from us, we'll still let them think it was their idea. But the main thing is to not, right, you can't go too fast at the beginning. Every conversation of ours starts with research. Everything starts with research and analysis, and we move forward from there. And anyone who wants to skip right to execution, right to tactics, that's not the right fit for us. The reason we are so focused on strategy, on research, on putting the things in place first, is because we think that's what works the best in the long run for an actual program that works, and something that, again, it's the right client the first time and is repeatable business moving forward. Something you have control over, you can understand, you can measure, you can adjust, etc. So that conversation, if we can't get that conversation with the client, if we can't have a common ground on that, we're probably not going to be working together.
Right. And, sometimes you do have to walk away, and that's okay, because you still learned, you might not have learned what to do, but you've learned what not to do. And that's kind of an old saying that still holds true today. Where do you see the trends going in the next couple of years? Because just as you and I are sitting here chatting, things are changing in the world of marketing, media, branding, you name it. It's that quick.
I think that the old days of mass comm, of mass communication, of running a Super Bowl ad and being on prime time, 4, 5, 9, the major channels, all that kind of stuff. Those days are gone, which is a good thing and a bad thing. It used to be very easy. You had only a couple outlets. You could go there and get in front of an audience, but it was expensive. And if it didn't work, you were in big trouble. Now it's the exact opposite. We have millions of ways to reach potential customers and clients, which is good and bad. We have options, but they have so much that they're paying attention to, so much noise that's out in the world. But we have the ability now to experiment and try small things, small amounts of money, small amounts of effort, and experiment, not just A/B testing anymore, but it's A, B, C, D, E testing to really find what works, whether it's what you expected to work or what didn't. Experimentation comes into that as well, the 80-20 rule and all those things. So I think the key is focus. The key is not attracting that broad audience that we were referring to earlier. Everyone is not your funnel, but your funnel starting very particular and then funneling down from there even more so is the key to success moving forward, because without that, you end up wasting a lot of time, effort, and money on messaging that doesn't.
Well, you're killing it. By the way, I've seen your client list, and you guys have some pretty heavy hitters. Congratulations on your 10 years, and thank you for sharing your sage advice with us. We hope you'll come back.
I appreciate it. Would love to talk to you anytime.
Thank you, Kyle. And the rest of you are going to be so glad to make the connect and garner some more sage knowledge from Kyle Golding and the Golding Group. You can do that by finding us here at dailyadbrief.com. I'm Mary Therese Griffin in Atlanta. We'll see you for more Media Champions.